Hello, it's your old pal Jimbo here. How have you been? Because I've been fine. I've been gone for a while again, and I've been up to a lot of things. I bought a new camera, I built this shelf, and I bought a blender. So, I'm really taking life by the reins these days, guys. Just, you gotta keep up with me. To segue as gracefully as a bus driving through the side of a building, I like to wear nice clothes sometimes. It's a thing I find fun now. In the last year or so, I've tried to pay a bit closer attention to the types of things I wear and how I look when I leave the house because I realized that clothes are an excellent front for my dangerously low self-esteem. And also, they make pants in like every color and I'm having a great time. In fact, as a testament to this having style thing that I'm trying out, someone came up to me, someone who watches my videos, came up to me recently and said, "I love how you wear such nicely tailored clothes." And I said thank you because I know it was meant as a compliment, but it was also a crushing reminder of how I cannot afford to tailor any of my clothes. It's a thing I cannot do, but thank you. Thank you very much for that. Anyway, to get to my point, a few weeks ago, Nintendo sent me an email asking me if I'd like to do a video on the new Style Savvy game. And when I first read it, I was just like, I wonder what about me says that, like, I'd be a good fit for this. Like, why are they coming to me for this? And then I realized everything about everything I do says that this is a game for you. And you know what? They're right. They're right. The Style Savvy game we're playing today is Style Savvy Fashion Forward. And it's look at the pretty girl on it. Look at her, she's so pretty. Now, I'm gonna have to be honest here. Before doing this video, I had to do some research because I really had no idea what these games were like other than the fact that they exist. That's it, they're out there. And the results I found were lovely. People really like these games, and I'm very excited about that because that means I might like it, and I mean, you've seen one of my favorite things right now, it's a blender. Like, I could use some new hobbies, so let's get playing. As with like every video I do, the game started by asking me what I wanted my name to be, and today, I've decided that I'm Jambio, famous fashion designer and beauty extraordinaire. Do you like my jacket? I found it in a dumpster, because you know what they say, one man's trash is a starving millennial's treasure. On the table in what I assume is my room is a letter addressed to me from my grandmother, and it says, "Dear Jambio, 8:25 has finally come. At least it has if you've opened this letter on the right day. Assuming you have, you must now be a beautiful young woman." Granny? No. I don't know why I'm as surprised as I am at the fact that I can only play as a girl, considering the demographic I'm sure they thought would be playing this game, but I don't know, boys like girl things too, or they just have a stupid YouTube channel. That's me, by the way. Grandma's letter included a tiny key that opens a tiny door that I apparently have always wanted to open. And when I finally did, an equally tiny girl stepped out of it. This girl's name is Sophie, and she confused me for my grandmother and called me Elaine, which is such an old lady name. Like, not as old lady sounding as, say, Gertrude or Mildred, but it's definitely walking that line. Sophie started telling me how she's never worn a hat before, which is a very weird way to introduce yourself, but okay. And after I gave her a hat as a gift, she invited me over to her town, which is on the other side of the door that I just opened. And in order to fit through it, I've got to imagine what I'll look like on the other side. So I went through and picked out all of my features. And now that I see it all together, she is kind of scary, but like in a cute way, in a very adorable, I've seen everything you've Googled and don't know how to feel about any of it kind of way. Sophie lives in and owns a boutique in Beaumondy City. Yeah. At Sophie's boutique, I met a woman named Callie who was blown away by the fact that Sophie was wearing a hat. And I don't know what it is about hats that are so weird in this world, but this is the second time they're the topic of a conversation. Callie asked me to pick out a cool new outer for her. And while she liked the choice I made, I gotta say, I'm not a fan. Sophie, however, was so impressed by my ability to take something off of a clothes rack and hand it to a stranger that she decided to let me be the new owner of the boutique. Because that's how you run a business. Give all your stuff to some idiot you just met. Hello. All right, real quick, let's break down this boutique thing. First, a girl will come into the store. Second, you go talk to them. Third, they'll give you some clues as to what they want, like style or color, and how big their budget is. And all you gotta do is pick out something that fits their requirements. You can also find out some facts about your more frequent customers as they come back into the store. That being said, it's almost never useful or helpful information. Like, this girl enjoys cheese. Like, that's her thing. Like, that's neat, Bushra, but go home. After playing for a while and exploring the city, I met some new characters like Noor, who gave me a haircut that I think was pretty cute, but also very expensive, and will probably be my last haircut ever. There's also a beautician, where people get their makeup done, and eventually you can take jobs there and at the hair salon as well. Both the beautician and hair salon work almost exactly like the boutique. Customers come in, give you a briefing of what they'd like, and then you go to town on their face, and it's the best. The hair is the best. I like the hair more, but I'll get to that in a second. Now, there's one character in particular that stuck out to me the most, and her name is Xiaoling, and I don't know if she's my favorite, but she sure is something. I first met her while she was spying on Callie, drawing pictures of her from a distance. Eventually, Callie noticed her and Xiaoling ran away. I chased her down and found out that she admires Callie, and then she asked me to pick out an outfit that looked like something Callie would wear. So I supplied her with just that. Then she asked for a haircut, just like Callie's, which Noor had no idea how to do, so I had to step in and help out. Then she went to Arabella, the beautician, and asked for makeup, just like Callie's, which, again, I had to step in and do. And after her makeover was complete, Arabella ends everything with some wise words. Everyone should be able to choose how they want to look without being pressured by anyone else. And now I think about it, there's nothing wrong with trying out someone else's style to see how it looks on you. Which is a lovely sentiment that I agree with. But literally seconds prior to this, Xiaoling said that she can now pretend to be Callie when looking in the mirror. That's not just having fun and like trying out a new look. That's the opening scene of a horror movie. That's not okay. That's terrifying. Moving on, no game about fashion would be complete without a fashion show. And Ricky, this guy who's in the game by the way, wants to hold a show in Beaumont City. The theme of the show is fact. I am adorable, which is not a theme, Ricky. That's just a very self-absorbed sentence. And he wants Callie, Sophie, and myself, Jambio, the fashion icon, to be the models. And then we put on the show, and it went great because I'm just really good at this game. Overall, the fashion show, really good stuff. Super energetic, super colorful. I loved it. It was so awesome. However, to jump back to something I said a little bit earlier, I do think the hairstyling stuff is my favorite part of the entire game. There's just way more creativity involved there than, say, the boutique, which is just getting clothes for someone, and that's really it. The hairstyling stuff, there's different cuts, there's different bangs, you gotta know the occasion they're going to. The hair color, oh my gosh, it's so cool. I didn't expect to get this into it. But I'm all in, guys. I'm all into Style Savvy. I get it. I totally get it. All right, well, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I really want to say thank you to everyone for being so patient and waiting for this to be done. I know it took a while, and I needed a while to get back on my feet, but I'm back, and I'm very excited. And yeah, also, to completely ruin the moment, check out my Twitch. I've been on there very frequently for the last 9 months, and I've never plugged it on here before, so here's the opportunity to do that, I guess. I'll be sure to stream Style Savvy at some point. I think that could be really fun. And yeah, thank you so much to Nintendo for sending me the game, and I hope you have a really great day. Thanks again. Love you all. Bye.